Okay, I think we're live. Um, can you tell I just woke up? All right. Um, Interesting. Okay. Uh, all right. Sounds good. Um, yeah. So, what do you guys think of the um, new camera angle and stuff? My setup is scuffed as all get out. I kind of wish that I could show you guys because it's a little bit ridiculous. Um, um, I have both my mic and the webcam that I got for taking tests at school. So it's like a webcam the school gave me so they can make sure that I don't cheat. And they're sitting up on top of like the cups that you use when you purchase bulk Lego elements from Bricks and Minifigs secondhand. Um, and then my actual laptop is seated on top of I think five D&D manuals to try and get me to be able to sit upright because I got a new chair, which is awesome. It's got like proper lumbar support and it's themed after Diva from Overwatch, which is just freaking delightful. Um, and then I'm lit not by like an O-ring or anything that like actually does quality lighting, but I've got a desk lamp that I have turned around so it's projecting light onto the wall, and then the light bouncing off of that is what is illuminating my face. So yeah, my setup is kind of scuffed, but I'm liking the new layout. Um, Not sure what I want to do with the background though. Gotta work on that. I'm a little sad because there used to be this shop in the University Place Mall that had like pins and then art prints on metal. I don't even know what you'd call them. But they had like Brandon Sanderson characters and they had like Avatar characters and stuff like that. Really cool stuff, right? Um, and they did custom prints. And so what I really wanted to do was, um, for purposes of the wall on this side of me here, um, I wanted to get a print of the concept art for the Iron Man 39 armor from Marvel Future Fight, and uh, we went to the mall to figure out how much that would cost this past weekend, and the shop's gone. It just disappeared. No clue where it went. Um, Fingers crossed it will be back eventually. But I may have to like look online see if I can find an alternative because I would still very much like to have that kind of uh, just vibe I think would be really fun to have in the stream background. Um, but I'm not sure if or how it's going to be able to happen. Um, let's see. So the other day I made a new build in this game that I might try and replicate on stream. Um, that was really fun because I basically turned enemies into fireworks using burn damage. It was actually pretty neat. So something I'm realizing about streaming that is really, really nice is, unlike other jobs, I don't have to get dressed for this one, right? So I'm curious, can you guys tell, um, that I literally rolled out of bed 15 minutes ago, put on a t-shirt, and started streaming? I feel like my only possible tell is that my hair is, slightly extra wild this early in my day. I am wearing pants, but they're my pajama pants still. Um, I'm not gonna risk this chair. It was a very nice gift, to say the least, and not one I could replace on my own. Um, but like, if I wanted to get up and shower and put on a nice dress and makeup and everything, I 110% could do that. But I also can roll out of bed, put on a shirt that isn't a baggy exercise shirt from a decade ago, and be completely ready to boot up the stream, which is kind of fun. Don't care for that one. This first run I am kind of on autopilot, so it may not go anywhere. We'll see. Although that was surprisingly effective. There we go. Okay. Ooh, and just in time, too. You do not have limited ammo, which is probably a good thing, because builds like this would chew through it really, really fast. What you do have is, like, limits on your fire rate, that are really important to work around, because, if your fire rate is too low and you don't have a means of compensating for that, you're gonna get overwhelmed by enemies eventually, because the waves come on a timer. But fortunately they didn't put any limitations in that feel like kind of miserable to play around like that. Yeah, I'll take this. although it is possible to do things like disable your main weapon entirely. Um, like, for example, you can do builds where your entire focus is building and deploying, like, drones or turrets, right? And one of the upgrade trees for constructs ends with an upgrade called Overseer that gives you like a massively increased limit to the number of constructs you can have, and increases all of your construct stats at the cost of turning off your weapon. Here we go. That's how you turn this build just a little bit extra stupid. I have no more rerolls. Shoot. Okay, I guess we'll take this. Is this Apotheosis? Apotheosis is fun. It renders you immune to collision damage, and you can just pass through enemies. There's a couple of upgrades, like, I have one, but there's upgrades that, like, will set your exhaust on fire or cause you to create, like, a atmospheric reentry heat shield. Right, Mikhail? Or right, Professor Scarf? But there's all kinds of abilities that can cause you to do damage by essentially just moving. And so if you get Apotheosis with one of those, you can just fly directly through enemies. And kill them that way. You wouldn't want to take Overseer with it, but there's another weapon, it's called Hidden Power, that buffs secondary damage sources at the cost of turning off your weapon. And Hidden Power Apotheosis runs, where you just don't have a weapon and fly through everything, are fantastic. I think I want this first. Not sure what I want to gun for next. I got my super mods that I was looking for really, really early. This is potentially cool. We'll take this. So one of the synergies in this build that is really fun is that to get Warp Strike... hi, Butterfly, how are you doing? Hopefully your day wasn't too terrible, considering what I knew about it going into it last night. Yeah, one of the really cool synergies about this build is that to get Warp Strike, the ability where my weapon shots wrap around the screen. Don't be too sappy, love. Oh, hi, Black Hole. Do not take my XP, you non-lovable entity. To get the ability to wrap my projectiles around the edge of the screen like this, I have to take an ability called Snipe, which increases damage dealt by my projectiles the longer they're in flight. And obviously, if it can travel through the screen once and then a second time, it does significantly increase damage. It's a very fun bit of synergy. Ooh. Come back, please, shield. Shoot. Alright, y'all want to see fireworks? Let's do the fireworks build. Alright, so this weapon embeds itself in targets and then sets them on fire. It's flavored slightly like poison damage, I think, but it functions identically to every other incendiary weapon in the game. So, yeah, so caustic, it's also incendiary. Um, but it's interesting because, as you can see, it ignites targets for a amount of time based on the damage, but it's kind of a consistent rate. Um, and more darts means more damage, um, which is really neat. Stink. Um, I accidentally rejected my body gear upgrade, and I really would like to not do that, actually. Nets me an extra reroll, so that's fine. But there's a couple of really fun synergies with this ability. Was I on Steam? On Steam? That's right, I remember this. Yeah. So, you know, Steam has that, okay, I'm just gonna ram a couple of them. Steam has, like, those play together, features. And I, was playing Spelunky constantly. And so they downloaded, they downloaded Steam specifically so that they could watch me play Spelunky long distance. It was very cute. Okay. I'm not actually sure what shield is going to be best with this. I don't think I want any of these. I think I want Reflect just because it's the strongest shield. Yeah, the vulnerability with this build is that early on it's really weak to lots of tiny enemies, which kind of stinks. Uh, okay, this could be interesting. Viper or Research. I'm not sure. What do you guys think? So, Viper gives me increases to my burn duration, which is always useful. And then also has some, like, semi-niche benefits with respect to, like, putting poison damage on my crash damage and stuff like that. Research helps me level up just a little bit faster and gives me... Okay, Viper it is. Butterfly is spoken. So this is fun, because the more of these darts I sink into this guy at once, the more burn damage he takes. So the very first thing that I really want to get, like, obviously, I can only force what I get so much, and some things like, triple shot here increase the number of darts I can put into somebody, which increases how much damage I can stack on them. But what I'm really looking for is magnitude, because magnitude oh, interesting, those are the little Venom projectiles. Here we go. Okay, this is important. It unlocks Splinter, um, which causes my projectiles to explode into smaller projectiles when they're destroyed. Interestingly, the projectiles on this weapon are destroyed only when the target they're attached to is destroyed. And so what that does is it causes targets who explode, obviously we want more burn damage, targets who explode to fire out little barbs of poison in every direction when they die. Which is not only very pretty, but I discovered the other day, exceedingly effective. It was my first run that got onto my own leaderboard in a hot minute. I think we eventually want Rupture, but I don't think I want to go for it immediately. But apparently the burn damage is based on their size, so anything that increases projectile size sounds like a good plan to me. Stop flying around in circles, you little hyper-movable crap. Fusillade would be probably good. I have no clue what the actual pronunciation on that word is, so if anybody knows, please let me know. I would love to pronounce it correctly. But yeah, hey, more projectiles is always a good time, right? Ooh, get out of the way of that. Professor Scarf, the word is, this one. Fusillade? Fusillade? It's one of those words that looks like it should be obvious, and then as soon as my brain starts thinking about it, it goes, yeah, actually, we got nothing. We got no ideas. Fusillade? Alright, what do we want here? This one's probably good. We want Terminate. Targeting is always going to be good, especially because we don't depend on velocity here nearly as much as we do on other builds. Yeah, see, we get to stack so much burn damage so quickly now. A lot of these enemies just kind of melt. Terminate, yes. Fusillade, okay. I should not be here. Sometimes in life, kids, we make really, really bad decisions. Okay, shield's back. We're gonna be okay. Alright, we're good. Here we go, Splinter. Okay, this is where this build gets really fun to watch. Yep, look, they turn into fireworks. And I lost my shield again. I need to stop being greedy. Okay, this is the worst wave 40 boss for me to deal with, but it's fine. I think rapid fire is gonna help me get through this at all. Okay. Not a fan of having my shield off right now. This is an interesting weapon. Interesting upgrade here. I'm thinking I might take it. This is either gonna just absolutely destroy me, or it's going to be really, really good. I suspect it's going to synergize really heavily with the burn damage, but we'll see. Holy bejesus. Jump scare. Just gonna navigate around that really fast. I'm not sure where he's gonna come from. Okay. Um, I think Essence Sap was the right decision. I think it synergizes really well with this build, and I think the burn damage helps me regen a lot over time. Um, that was a good call. We're gonna use that more next time I feel like trying to refine this build. Alright, okay, mastery's always good. I do not like those little shield guys. I mean, they're actually a really neat enemy that changes the way you play the game in a way that basically nothing else in the game does. But they're annoying. Alright, let's see. What do I want here? I don't think any of those are worth. Purge probably is. So let's go ahead and take that. Oh, I'm slippery. Doesn't it look just like fireworks though when an enemy explodes? Alright, let's see. Shield cooldown. Yes, we will take that because I keep losing it like a dumb bum. Okay, I don't know if it's happened on stream yet, but I'm excited for it to happen. Those snake enemies, sometimes when a black hole spawns on screen at the same time they do, they will get slurped up like a noodle and make a very satisfying popping noise as each segment explodes, and it is fantastic, even though it costs me XP, and I hope y'all get to experience it with me, because it's absolutely delightful. Okay, what do we want here? Discharge could be interesting. I'm actually really curious how investment... Oh, okay. Can you hear the music or the SFX better, or can you just not hear any game audio? Lopsided Butterfly. Okay, I have them really quiet because I could not hear myself talking when I had them up. I will turn them up here in just a moment. Alright, tell me how this is. Can you hear the game better now? Okay. Let me know if the game balance feels good or out of whack to anybody else. Cool, good to know. Thank you for speaking up, Butterfly. I forget that I can modify what I'm hearing separate from what you guys are hearing. You would think that would be an easy thing to remember, but apparently it's not. Okay. that. Here we go. Discharge. I dislike how close these two are in their design. Glad we got this right away, though. Infuse. Okay. I'm gonna want Sanctuary, I think. But that's a boatload of damage. That is kind of absurd. The one issue with it is I think I'm a little bit too cavalier with firing my weapons. And so I'm taking shield damage for no reason here. Okay, this enemy is gonna be a little bit tricky. Here we go. Okay. This build does better with the single target damage than the multi-target damage. So let's see how this goes. This, like, moderately large crab is the worst. I hate this guy. So hopefully we can take care of him quickly. I actually really love this boss design. I think it's interesting that it's like, this is a boss where your primary method of dealing damage is killing the boss's minions. Never mind, I have great multi-target damage. Oh, this is delightful. That's the first time I have ever cleared that entire wave of minions that he has. I would like to be out of your way, sir. Got him. That was actually, I think, the easiest play I've ever had against that boss. I like the introduction of missiles that I can, like, shoot down. I think those are cool. Man, this game is so good. Anyone who doesn't have this game, if you have any interest in, you know, roguelikes and, like, optimization games, right? This game's like $15 on YouTube. This game is so worth it. Not YouTube, Steam. Like $15 on Steam. Go check it out. It's so worth. One thing I do go back and forth on is, I wish enemies could be hurt by other enemy projectiles, right? Especially when it's like, there's a huge, like, spot on the screen that has just been set on fire by an enemy, and I'm the only ship on screen that can't fly through it. But then the flip question is, would I be prepared to accept a world in which I could be hurt by, like, my own projectiles or by, like, my construct's projectiles, right? And I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Gosh, it's so pretty when you kill a big enemy like that. Barrier, yes. I am. So it's possible to do a permanent rainbow build. The rainbow effect is a power-up called Hyper Boost, and there's an ability called Apotheosis, where you get special bonuses for every level you have earned but haven't taken an upgrade for. And if you reach 20 levels with nothing else, or 20 levels unspent with Apotheosis, you get permanent Hyper Boost, which is kind of awesome. Okay, that was bad timing for my shield to go down, but I think we're fine. Yeah, so I think I really need Sanctuary. It's a super mod that causes my shield to regenerate over time really effectively. And then potentially Tempest Break. I don't want this to be a shield build. Predominantly because it's really high investment for... he just died entirely. Yeah, we'll take that. This is going to be interesting. I don't know how this will go. For starters, I don't know if all of him counts as a single target. But because I have to spend so much time dodging versus this boss, it's really hard to build up stacks of darts on him. Ooh. No, 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 no. No, thank you, sir. Sorry, commentary may get sparse here because, this boss is focus intensive. In my opinion, the hardest boss in the game. He disables my ability to fly through the edges of the screen, which does let me bounce off them to do some interesting maneuvering, but, okay, we got it. We're good. Apparently all I had to do was talk about not being able to talk, which is probably not the best content, but it works. Good lord, we're fine. That was moderately stressful. Yeah, right, Professor Scarf? Hey, we're up to 4 viewers. Good job, guys. I'm proud of us. You know what would be an absolutely terrible decision? Omni Shield. It gives you mega shields, but at the cost of all of your hull HP, and I currently do shield self-damage. So I've got a question for you guys who are here on the stream, because I think it's mostly the people who have been helping me figure out streaming and stuff so far who are in here. Would you guys watch if, like, for instance, I took the VOD of this stream and downloaded it and edited out specifically this run and uploaded a video that's like, I scored millions of points by turning my enemies into fireworks in Nova Drift. Would you guys go back and rewatch the edited version? If, like, it's not just gonna be like I cut out the run and upload the run itself, but it's like I throw in, like, memes and jump cuts and funny stuff, right? Would you go back and watch that type of video as well? Cool. I think I'm gonna do that. I maybe shouldn't use my spouse as the judge of what people will and won't watch on my YouTube channel, because they're a dear and will watch basically anything I do. I think in terms of, like, getting able to monetize on YouTube, I'm gonna be more successful and potentially in terms of like reaching an audience, right? Um, Having a like both live streams and videos on YouTube, I think is going to be my best bet. I don't know if or even how I would do shorts, because for starters, it's a wacky aspect ratio. Um, in comparison to what I'm going to be streaming and recording normally. Sir, if you could cease and desist. I do not like your little lightning robot. Please stop that immediately. Aha! Rupture, okay. This guy was the original final boss, and I still remember the first time that I beat him. And I'm gonna be real with you. There's a second Wave 100 boss, like a newer Wave 100 boss that they've added. And the original Wave 100 boss is definitely harder than the new one. Haha, that's the power of Rupture, baby. Freaking popcorn. Okay. I really want Sanctuary, and I don't even think that I have all of the prerequisite mods, so I need to watch for that. I can't even remember what I need. I will take Deflagration. But then I think I should burn upgrades, or burn, rerolls, seeking out, Sanctuary. I think we need that for this build to be viable long term, because of the shield self-damage. Side note, shield self-damage, I think, was the entire pitch for Captain America and the Winter Soldier. Although, maybe not. We're doing well right now. I feel like there should be an achievement for what I just did, because I started an enemy burning before he got shielded by the shield generator enemy, and died with the shield up, which I think is the first time I have ever... Okay, I need to focus. Give me a second. Okay, we got our shield back. We're good. I think that may be the first time that I have ever successfully killed an enemy who is actively being shielded. So that sounds like something that would make a great achievement. Chimeric, if you end up seeing this somehow, that should be a thing. Also, give me an upgrade that allows me to pierce enemy shields, please and thank you. I realize that would undermine the point of the achievement that I just suggested, but... at the same time... Alright, let's see. What do I need? I have... I have Barrier, okay. Do I have... Alright. I need Aegis still. Actually, I will take this. And then we will look for Sanctuary. Tempest Break gives my shield uninterruptible cooldown, which will help me not have moments like the one I just had, where I have to be very, very careful and fly around the screen forever. Okay, Kinetic Boost, that's what we're looking for. So we need Aegis, that will unlock Sanctuary, and if we get those, I think we basically have the whole build, and anything else we get is gravy. No, don't steal my XP! You greedy big hole. Okay, You know, you can steal my XP, just don't steal me. That's the new bargain. Don't steal me. No. No people stealing. Okay, I think we're good. Okay. Yeah, the uninterruptible cooldown was a good choice. Especially since I cannot keep my shield up to save my life. Okay, we're gonna just hop over here. That was interesting. Oh, good lord. That is the final boss with 3 shield generators. Okay. I will take this. Okay, we got his shield generators. We should be good. I may be playing too carefully here, honestly. It might make the most sense to just try and burst him down whenever my shield is up, and then take my leave for a minute when it's not. Okay, get out of there. I'm glad I took regeneration early on. I could do that, Butterfly. And if the stream really wants me to, I will, but we are not going to make it very far. I wish I could figure out how to decrease the stream latency. Because, it feels like I have to wait forever between when I say something and when I get to see what you guys respond to it. If anybody happens to have better luck on Google with me or prior experience with streaming on YouTube or something like that, I would love to know how you optimize your chat engagement. It's one thing that I think is the big draw of Twitch as opposed to YouTube, which just... YouTube has a ton of content presentation options that I really like and prefer over Twitch. But Twitch has better community interaction. Community engagement, right? Okay, what we're looking for is Aegis. Yeah, Christian, the reason that it feels worse... Well, the reason that I feel like it's a YouTube issue... There's Aegis, alright. The reason that it feels to me like it's a YouTube issue and not a typing issue... Drifting, baby! Is that it's, like, markedly worse on YouTube than on Twitch. I'll ask a question on Twitch and get responses basically immediately, and I'll ask a question on YouTube and it takes a couple of minutes. It seems less bad this stream than it has been in the past, because there have definitely been streams on YouTube where I've, like, asked a question and gotten an answer to it so far in the future that I just don't even remember what the question I asked was. But I have no clue how to influence that, right? I don't know. I'll have to do some more research. Yeah, so Butterfly, the reason that I don't want to do that is that YouTube Live has a feature where it will store the recordings of my streams on YouTube as videos in a separate tab from, like, normal YouTube videos. And so that way I don't have to have like a here's the channel for if you want to watch pre-recorded streams and get kind of the streaming experience, and here's the channel for if you want to watch um like highly edited content. Okay. So I just made a decision, antimatter rounds. Our damage is going to go through the roof, and it's also going to hurt me. So once I get that Aegis super mod, if the game ever decides to let me have it, basically what I'm looking for at this point is there's a wild mod called Defiance, and another one called Masochism. And both of them give me resistance to self-damage. Okay. I think this is benevolence on the game's part. Yeah, so I don't want to do, like, edited VODs. I just want to have, VODs in general, and then sometimes take games that I played on stream and make them into videos if there's content that would be good for a video. Does that make sense? The tricky part is, depending on, like, who you're talking to, right? People have wildly different ways that they like to consume content on the internet. And some people it's like, I like raw and edited footage of gameplay, and other people it's like, I want highly edited videos or highlight reels or stuff like that. And I know which ones I like, but I'm not sure which ones the kind of audience that likes the kind of media that I'm going to be creating will like. Does that make sense? Man, splodinated from the inside out. Because the type of content that I like making and the type of content that I like consuming might end up being, oh, good lord, we're dead. Yeah, that was rough. Yeah, didn't get Sanctuary soon enough, should not have taken antimatter rounds there. But like the kind of content that I like making might be different from the kind of content that I like consuming, which means that I might not know exactly what I want to do immediately, which is a little tricky. So yeah, I need to go get water really quickly. I will be back in just a moment. All right. Okay, we still feeling more Nova Drift, or do we want to do Peglin now? Okay, Nova Drift it is. Peglin did get a new update. and it's a big one. It's like got new player character classes, um, at least 2 new major mechanics. So I will be streaming that at some point. Um, but we can keep streaming Nova Drift. It is a very pretty game. We are going to play a stealth game. I have no clue how I would do random upgrades, but if that's something Twitch chat is, or I guess y'all aren't Twitch chat, if that's something YouTube chat would be interested in seeing, figure out a method. Yeah, so part of the problem with dice is that, there's 7 upgrades offered every time I level, and so dice aren't convenient. Also, if we do random upgrades, I am going to institute my own rule of I'm allowed to veto anti-synergistic abilities. Because, like, if I spend most of my upgrades on my weapon and then randomly roll an upgrade that removes my weapon, I'm not doing that. Although I guess, like, I used to watch, Aliens Rock did, ooh, y'all want to see an Apotheosis build? Let's... Oh, it's Ataraxia. Hi. I mixed up names there. Let's do Ataraxia. I think what I want here is basically, all of the projectile targeting abilities. I will also take Bravado. Yeah, I want to get up through Convergence. And then I think we're just gonna not take any more upgrades for purposes of Ataraxia. And we'll see how this goes. Yeah, so I used to watch Aliens Rock do... He doesn't do this anymore because he's moved on to being like a puzzle games YouTuber, which more power to him. But he used to do Bloons Tower Defense, but a random wheel chooses his towers. And I guess part of the fun there was... watching him figure out how to build around something that was severely suboptimal. One thing we could do is, on the next run, we could let you guys pick what upgrade I'm gonna get before we see it. Like, you could tell me if I was gonna pick the, say, the center upgrade, the top left upgrade, and then whenever it gets there, I just have to take whatever that upgrade is. That could be a way around not having a good, easily available randomizer. part of the issue with like dice and stuff like that is I'd like to have a randomizer that you guys can see on screen. So that it doesn't feel like I'm just going, oh yeah, look at that, I rolled another good option. Yeah, so if you can't tell, I'm really fast. I get damage, hull, shields, and speed for every unspent upgrade point, plus extra body gear powers, plus extra bonuses when I reach a certain point load, and then perma hyper boost. Right now I have 7, so we're getting there. Yeah, the problem, Bug, is that even if I'm too honest to do that, it will feel like throwing for content to people who are watching. Which I don't terribly want to be the case. This boss is so difficult to play around with, like, 90% of builds. Those back weak points, the really big ones, are just perfectly positioned. Yes, Professor Scarf, that is exactly what I've built. I mean, that's really just this weapon in general, but yes. One thing I wish this game would do is weapon-specific upgrade paths, or like, once you choose the base weapon, like, weapon variants as upgrades that can be offered to you randomly, right? Because the missiles don't let me target where they go, they just kind of target the enemy. And so it's really difficult with this build to actually force, targeting an enemy's weak points. There we go. I guess we could, like, put a, like a random wheel on the screen with numbers 1 to 7, and then have that determine my upgrades. Do you guys really want the random run? Because if so, we can pause, like, actually playing the game on stream for a second, and, like, find the resources that we need to actually do that run. Oh, sad. Maybe what we'll do is, go check out the new Peglin content, while Butterfly is in their work meeting, and then come back to Nova Drift and, figure out the, random run details after their work meeting is done. Okay. I should really be taking more advantage of my stealth capabilities. You know what they say, speak softly and carry a gosh darn missile launcher. $16 upgrades stockpiled. So, it's not great content, but I could hypothetically just sit here and stockpile infinite missiles while the Dweller flies through the screen repeatedly. Because it doesn't trigger automatically. It waits for me to break the asteroid he's in before it, triggers the boss fight. That's what we call a hell of an entrance. I would love to target that vulnerability game, but he's gone. Dweller, come back. Yeah, there's a handful of enemy behaviors in this game that result in enemies just kind of hanging out off screen. And if there's one thing that I feel like the game really needs to fix before it leaves its closed beta, it's that. Because nothing is more frustrating than being like, fight this person, they're not there. I love the sound effect that plays when he's summoning new babies. Where's my XP? Give me my XP! That was rude. Hey. Do not shrink the screen and lose my XP off screen. Good lord, it knows that I'm playing with ataraxia, and it's being a bad word about it. Ah! He doesn't know where I went. That was a monster supply chain right there. Okay, we've stockpiled 18 upgrades so far. We need 20 to get permanent rainbows. There we go! 20 upgrades. Alright, so I can start taking upgrades again if I want to, because past this point there's no special benefits. Whee! I'm fast! Look at me go! It's like Dio after he steals Jonathan's body. Okay. This ought to be interesting. You can't catch me. Oh, gosh, Dinkelberg. Unless I bounce off the wall and fly directly into you like a moron. See what I mean, though, when I say that this boss is really hard to play around? It's really cool aesthetically, and obviously the name Crucible is a good boss name. But oh my lord, it's a pain to beat. So let's see. We have plus. Bye, butterfly. See you when you come back. We have plus 7.5% global damage for all of the 22, I think, upgrades we have collected and not spent. I'm just gonna pull out my calculator real fast. So 5 times 1.5 is that 7.5, yeah? Okay. Yeah, we got 22 upgrades. So 7.5 times 22. So Ataraxia is giving me plus 165% global damage. And then it's giving me 33% hull, shields, and thrust. Plus, hopefully, plus a third on that 250% total weapon damage when firing. Plus, that should be improved again by 15%. So, I really need to be leveraging when I'm cloaked, because I think that gives me, like, a massive, massive bonus damage output here. Something like 300 or 400%. Oh, I forgot, plus my amp shield should be increasing my damage output as well. I'm not sure where the music went. That's a little unsettling. I'm torn between the damage that I'm getting from Ataraxia and, like, going for some of the, like blast radius would be nice to have. But for now, we're doing fine. I don't think there's any reason for me to overthink it at this point. At this point, this build gets really thinky, which is not great for content, because I really have to be positioning myself where I'm going to maintain my shield and my cloak. Yeah, look at that damage. Don't fall into the vortex, please. Alright. Time for you to go to sleep, Queen. Lights out. $25, let's go. Yeah, there's lots to commentate over here. I don't know. Is this like terminally boring, or is the gameplay still fun to watch? I genuinely can't tell because I am thinking really hard and forgetting to talk. I guess we could talk about Lego City lore over the gameplay if there's not stuff to commentate on the gameplay. It's kind of a preview for anybody who's watching this who is new to the channel. I have a Lego City. You can, I think, see the train station just over my shoulder here, depending on the camera. At this point, it is very, very small because I and Butterfly are college students and disposable income. Goodbye! See, this is why I can't talk. Alright. Scarf and Christian, I think you guys are still here. Peglin or Nova Drift? I'm gonna go grab a snack while the stream catches up and you guys have a chance to cast your votes. I will be back in a moment. Alright, I'm seeing lots of Peglin in the chat, by which I mean one person said Peglin. So we're gonna go play Peglin. Let's do that. I need to put a new battery in my mouse. At some point. This one is starting to be a little squampus. Okay, there we go. Stop it. Okay. Yeah, I'm glad you picked this though, because this is easier to eat over. So we have a new character. We have the Balladin. He's a paladin, but it's a ball pun. Get it? I think I have game audio off, so let me fix that. Alright, y'all will have to let me know how good game audio is. And hopefully the sound of me chewing is not absolutely terrible. Keep me posted on both issues. So, something I really like with this new character is they start with a sphere instead of a, Dagorb, which is really nice, because that has penetration. It can go through multiple enemies. Which is just definitively useful. I don't think I want any of those. There is a shop coming up pretty immediately, so I think we're just gonna gun for that and save gold. That's a good start. Alright, let's bring this home. Bucklorp, this is the one I was looking for. I'd really like forbification, if we can help it. But one of the things this game added in this most recent update is Bulwark, which is basically armor that you can stack. And stack that is exactly what we're going to try and do. So you see this little number up above my head, that 6 is my bulwark. And that is my defensive capabilities. None of these are really speaking to me. I think we're gonna just check out what the next shop has. I want this. So discovering, perhaps somewhat obviously, the commentary is really difficult to do with something in your mouth. So I should probably, eat before I stream in future, which is good to know. Alright, we should be good here. Alright. Don't think I care for that. Let's upgrade this right now. The one thing that's kind of annoying about Bulwark is it's really hard to stack effectively until you get the right relics and or orbs. And the game seems a little bit hell-bent on not giving those to me. So the Buckle Orb is alright. But it has limited effectiveness. Obviously, depending on how many pegs I hit. And on this map, I just can never figure out how to hit a ton of pegs in one shot. Sometimes it happens and other times it doesn't. Usually after I've taken a butt ton of damage. I don't think I want that. Oh, okay. This is... We want this. We can't utilize it just yet, but we do very much so want that. Never gonna complain about the cheese. That one was easy. So what we're really looking for here is the forbification. Because that creates those shield pegs. Never gonna complain about that. It creates shield pegs, which we can then break for Bulwark. So that's the #1 wish list item here. this boss fight is not going terribly. We will take that. Oh, this is a fun orb. Okay. I'm gonna take this one. We're gonna upgrade this one. And then... Mental Mantle is always good. I should not be greeting when my HP is this low, but I'm going to anyways. This is a really easy fight, as long as I don't refresh the board in a way that gets in the way of my ability to hit the bombs. Which I think at this point I should be fine. The nice thing is I can greed a little bit because when I have leftover bulwark, that does protect me with from the misnavigation damage. I would really like to detonate some of these bombs. Thank you. Whopping one bulwark there. We're about to lose. I need more of a build. I like that draw stack, 2 stones, sphere, 2 more stones. Well, that was a whopping success. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna save for those shops again. This map is nice because the bombs are really easy to target. In theory. Oh, Lego City lore. So what I want to do is basically have the Lego City be a former Knights of Wundagore watch point up on Mount Wundagore. Bless me. Kind of keeping tabs on Chthon, right? Because obviously he is an elder god and a force of destruction and chaos magic and death, etc. And so the Knights of Wundagore were founded to keep an eye on him. That was absolutely terrible. In Midnight Suns, the Knights of Wundagore are destroyed when Lilith is resurrected by Hydra. It's basically the first thing that she does. Kind of same vibes as the beginning of Infinity War, where it's like, oh, what about the Nova Corps? Yeah, Thanos decimated them, and then that's the entirety of what they get. Same vibes. But, you know, obviously it's like an ancient military organization stretching back hundreds of years and charged with, you know, watching over one of the most destructive forces in the multiverse. Bless me. And so, like, they had, like, I assume, like, fortifications and, libraries with manuscripts about the nature of Chthon and how to fight him and that kind of stuff. And so what I kind of want to do is, say, like, yeah, this was formerly this, point of fortification, for the Knights of Wundagore, this former fortress, and they've, since been destroyed, and the Transian government, didn't really know what to do with it. And so, you know, Transia is recovering from the incursion of Lilith and her children into, we will take this, into reality where they were, essentially, and needs funds and assistance to be able to rebuild, and at the same time, you know, the denizens of the Abbey, Caretaker, and Agatha, and the Midnight Suns kind of have resolved their purpose. Lilith was defeated, Chthon was sealed away again, blah blah blah. What are we doing with our lives now? And so my idea is that Tony, this is what we're looking for. Okay. Nothing incredible in the orbs. So I'm just gonna take this, and remove a stone. Then I don't really care which way I go here. So the idea is that Tony Stark bought this land that the Knights of Wundagore had formerly been using from the Transian government to, you know, at a greatly inflated, Tony Stark is a philanthropist type of price, and then gave it to Caretaker and Agatha as a gift that they could move the Abbey to, which is how I'll justify having my custom Abbey grounds as part of the city, right? They magically moved the Abbey back to Transia the way that they moved it to Salem in the first place, circa the Salem witch trials, in the game lore. And then from there, various superhero organizations work together in turning it into kind of the hub of the world's existential defense, right? With the idea being that there are Avengers and Mystic Defenders and stuff who are all present, and so that's why there's a new. Yes, I will take that. That's why there's a Sanctum Sanctorum present. That's why there's a Daily Bugle present. Stuff like that is you know, each individual superhero force recognizes that they have a limited capacity against somebody like Chthon on their own, and make the collective, well-informed decision of having this single unified point of defense. And so my Illuminati would be based there. They would be ooh, this is fantastic. Okay, we have a run. My Illuminati would be founded in response to Chthon, and it would be like a team that exists specifically to deal with that kind of existential threat, and you'd give like going back and forth on it a little bit, like who I'd want to be doing what, but you could give like Scarlet Witch and Nico Minoru obviously are two of the witches who helped defeat Chthon the first time. And so you could have, like, a coven featuring Agatha and Wanda and Nico and so forth. As one of the organizations that's featured on the new Illuminati. Which I think would be actually a really interesting concept, right? I don't currently have coin synergy. I'm gonna take the Peglin. This relic screws me over as often as it works out in my favor, but we'll give it a chance. Castle got an overhaul, so this is absolutely beautiful now. Yeah, so part of the reason that I'm going for Balanx here is that, it has the ability to hit through shields. Then again, so do bombs, so I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, so, obviously, the Illuminati is an existing comic book storyline, and it is, you know, at risk of having a controversial opinion on the internet, the Illuminati comic sucks. Okay, here's where we go through the roof. Not even like that I think that it's an objectively bad comic, but just I don't terribly care for the way that it interprets any of the characters that are in it. And so, like, I completely respect if you vibe with, you know, Illuminati, Reed Richards, or whatever, but I prefer my superheroes working as a team, you know? I like the idea that these efforts are collaborative, and I know that there's going to be some conflict, but I don't like the idea that it's like, oh, we're going to keep this a secret from everybody because nobody can be trusted ever. And so I want the Illuminati to be established as like a, if nothing else, everybody in the superhero community knows exactly what's going on with this and recognizes that they can be pulled in for assistance with the Illuminati's big projects, because the Illuminati's big projects are the things that, like, determine whether or not the universe continues to exist, right? I think that's significantly more interesting when it's less like a, oh, we don't trust our friends thing. And obviously, that kind of thing wouldn't work effectively in the real world necessarily, but I don't think it has to. I think it's for starters, it's a Lego city, but also it's superheroes, right? The whole point is that this is conceptualized hope. And I hope for a world where that kind of collaboration happens. I did not need to spend that gold, but I spent it, so it's fine. And I really like the idea, in the game, in Midnight Suns, one of the really, really big points of contention over the course of the entire game is that, some of the Midnight Suns feel like they're being not taken seriously by career superhero Avengers who are treating them like children, right? Which may or may not be accurate based on the story if you haven't played the game, you know. I leave you to judge when you play the game for yourself. But I do think it would be interesting, especially when, you know, you've reached that point of, okay, the Midnight Suns were pretty significant active participants in defeating Cathan this time. They deserve some level of trust and respect. That the Avengers are like, yeah, so we can't actually abandon our post as quote-unquote Earth's mightiest heroes with respect to enemies like Hydra and AIM that we are actively dealing with constantly, to keep an eye on things like Cathan in the Dark Dimension. Yes, please. I can now eat souls. Let's go. And so they're like, hey, you know, Midnight Suns, especially Nico and Magic, who just want to be taken seriously and given effective leadership positions, why don't you guys head up the process of, watching for Cathan and keeping tabs on... Was that a stone? Good lord. On that portion of the threats that the world faces. And you can call us in, we'll defer to your expertise on this. Obviously, we have some experience now, but, you know, not bad, kid, right? MCU Iron Man and Spider-Man vibes. At least early Iron Man and Spider-Man vibes. Yeah, so the one problem with my build right now is that critting actually is costing me damage. Because I have a ton of non-crit damage buffs. And then, 2 crits, and the electromagnet, or electropegnet, one of them, is, actively sneaking my shots directly into crits. Which is a little annoying. It's not actively ruining my chances yet, but it's a little frustrating. We'll take the pie. And the other reason that I really like that, right, is that it gives me the excuse to have, like, a Sanctum Sanctorum and an Avengers Tower and stuff in my city without, like, oh yeah, this is New York. Because I gotta be real with you, I don't really like the idea of trying to replicate New York as my Lego city, right? Like, not that I have an issue with New York, but I want to have flexibility in creating what I want with my city instead of being beholden to quote-unquote realism. Okay, this is broken. I think this works better for me. Especially considering that I already have a Daily Bugle and a Sanctum Sanctorum, and I don't know if you'd call this rumor or theory or what, but we know that LEGO has been doing Marvel-based modular buildings, and
surely at some point that is going to include an Avengers Tower, right? Yes. Don't you dare crit. Gah! I wish I could enable or disable relics in this game. Because, good lord, the Peglin has been dicking me over. Of course, I don't get any of the relics that remove crit points. I heal 1 for every 5 pegs, so I think I still heal a non-zero amount with this. This would be really good on a different build. Ooh, don't tempt me. A little late for that. No. I think this one's good. Go down this way. Alright, what do we want now? I really want to go down this one. So we'll just take this path. But yeah, I like the idea of emphasizing the collaborative nature of superhero work with my Lego City, just because, and I'm sure that there are people who agree with me and people who disagree with me about this, but I am so tired of the whole, like, can the superheroes put aside their differences for long enough to beat the bad guys? You know? That was an objectively bad decision. I don't know why I did that. I don't think I care for any of these. So we're just gonna skip. Sure. Wow, that could not have come at a worse time unless it dropped from this guy. And even then, I don't think it could have because I would have had an alternative choice with him. Okay, we're going to take advantage of the crit being a good thing here. Because it kind of immediately stopped being that. Yeah, signal boost orb, kind of broken. I would like this one actually. So I think that's just gonna finish the game. That would have been nice forever ago. But I guess I'll take it. It'll give me, like, a couple of extra HP. Sure. Secret bomb build unlocked? This will at least take care of 2 of the spiders, which is nice. That was more damage than we needed. Yeah, I'm gonna take this. Because now we have a final boss. It makes me really happy that my HP is at a nice number. I do not know how or why you chose to go that way, but you sure did. Honestly, the Electro Peglin behaves really weirdly on this stage. We broke the music for a second. And again. 69 Bulwark. Nice. This boss fight was remarkably easy today. Sweet. Oh, apparently I've never taken Perfected Reactant or Sash of Focus. I mean, I know I haven't taken Sash of Focus because people think it's bad, but still. Gotta have that stretch break every once in a while. Yep. Hey, Christian. So I don't know if you've been on or not the last little bit, but we got a new character. There's another one that I haven't unlocked yet because poison runs are difficult. Um, we've also been talking about hypothetical Lego City lore, so if that's something you're interested in, we can return to that thought. So I take it you were not on the stream for the last little bit? Also, good lord, that refresh was a nightmare to get to. Oh, fun. Where are you driving to? Driving to Comcast because the internet is so bad you want to make them fix it in person? That was dumb. Oh, fun. Hopefully you're gonna get new equipment then, and that will work better, fingers crossed. Yes, okay. I actually have time to make this build work now. This is my favorite build in the game. So the way that this orb works is that, it has really high echo, which means that after each and every attack, it, maintains some of the damage from the previous attack, which makes it absolutely absurd scaling. It's absolutely delightful. This is worthless to me, so I guess I'll take this. We're gonna see if we can get cake. How on earth did I get ambushed by plants? Can someone just walk me through the logistics of that? Also, where is my second crit? I think there's only the one, which is nice. For if I manage to get a circle build going. Well, that went well. Always take popping horn unless there is something like truly phenomenal offered to you. Don't want that, I don't think. I already have the beginnings of a must circle build, and crits undermine must circle. We'll take that though. It's kind of rare that you actually manage to chew through one of those tree trunk corpses. Almost got both of them. That would have been really impressive. Okay, do I care which of these I go to? I really don't. Which means it's time to greed. There we go. Okay. Now I just really want the Brachiosae Knuckles or whatever they're called. Gosh, I love Ouroboros. These runs basically play themselves. Especially because this damage is kind of nuts to begin with. So there's actually an achievement for killing the tree before you kill the mole. I think I already have it. But it's still one of those things that's always really funny when it happens. Which I say because I think it's about to. Get wrecked, tree. Okay, I think I skipped that. Kinetic Meteorite, Sealed Conviction. Sealed Conviction is gonna cost me my hypothetical cake, because it'll cost me that egg. But um, I don't really ever want to be discarding... it's 3 for every 25. And I will heal 1 for every 12. So this is 1 for every 25. This is better, I think. Yeah, so this is insane. I think net, it's gonna be relatively rare that I, don't, that my HP drops meaningfully from self-damage here. I think that's gonna be fine. Yeah, we'll take this. They have lost their shield. Steve, where'd you go? I really would have loved to detonate those bombs earlier, although I don't know if it actually would have changed how quickly I finished that stage. We're just gonna hoard the gold, because we're about to go here. Okay, this is good. This is very good. Because now I have an infinite healing combo. Because I can reload and I'm immune to damage while reloading. So that's very useful. My damage scaling is still kind of meh, but I think we can work with that. No! Alright, we're gonna miss that chest. You know what I should do is I should heal. Oh, I don't quite have infinite healing. I need to get rid of the egg first. I'm still hoping that we're gonna see the cake. If we do see another shop on this floor, it'll be a minute. So I'm just going to take that for safety's sake. Ouroboros would be absolutely cracked with safety net, I'm realizing. Alright. Man, Ouroboros is just so safe. It's really nice. Starting off with an easy crit is so nice. Man, that elite did nothing. Double damage again below 25% HP is kind of nice. I don't know if this will come into play, but quadruple damage on an orb with already pretty decent stats is something that I am glad to have in my kit. Man, it will not give me the cake encounter, will it? It will give me some mad damage, though. I think it literally doesn't matter how many pegs I hit now for the actual rest of this fight. I think I'm just guaranteed to kill every single shot. Because the echo is just insane. Like, look at this number. I'm dealing almost 10 times his health before I even hit a single peg. Alright. Sneak on over. Okay, so guaranteed crit and quadruple damage under 25% HP. I'm not gonna deal with him. Come on, please. No. Sad. Okay, I can get rid of the egg now. That one just behind is gonna get to hit me like 4 times because his buddies are just gonna keep jumping in front of him. Which boss is it again? Okay, cool. Well, that would have been useful a floor ago. This has a chance to be useful. I don't intend to get any other orbs. Might as well get this, I guess. I wish there had been bad cheese in this store. I'm not sure why I don't have... Oh, 0 of 1 means I haven't used it yet. Yeah, see, I'm immune to attack damage while reloading. And I heal... I only heal 2 because the Ouroboros deals damage when discarding... or when being discarded to me. But the enemies can't attack me, and so I can just heal infinitely here. And I think I will. Especially because it gets all of these annoying, little mopper guys out of my way. Is this overkill? This might be overkill. Alright, there we go. Nearly max HP. I would really like to get one of those refreshes. Alright, we can get a refresh now, and we're done. Defresh Potion, Suffering, or Matryoshka Shell?
I don't think Matryoshka Shell actually helps here. I think Defresh Potion is interesting.
I think we can work around it if need be. Alrighty, we got the dragon again. So the two relics I would really like here are either the Prime Rod of Frost, if I'm going to play this like an adult, or Bad Cheese, if I'm going to play this like a child. Frankly, between you and me, I think Bad Cheese would be more fun. I have so many more coins than I will ever need. I terribly like this pegboard. It's a little long for the sake of being long, which is never my favorite. Sure, might as well. Okay, I would like to get to that shop, which means that I cannot take this elite fight, so we're just gonna go. Okay, we're not gonna go. Hi, Butterfly, how are you doing? How was your work meeting? Yeah, that tracks. Okay, so now I can just heal up to max again. Can I go this way now, oh game gods? Thank you. I don't think I need it. I have an infinite healing exploit here. Again, I don't think it's worth... Sure, Power Glove is always welcome. Okay, give me bad cheese. Give me bad cheese. You know what? I want this bad enough. I'm gonna try a couple of resets. Aha! Okay. We're gonna remove my only orb. Y'all ready for this? I don't have to play for the rest of this mission, so we can just chat. How are y'all doing? I'm immortal, and unfortunately for them, they are not. So, how are y'all? Enjoying the show? I still have to shoot for this, which kind of stinks. There we go, finally chewed through that pegboard. Alright, here we go. Again, not gonna play here, so... This might be my first time beating this boss. I absolutely despise this boss. It is not fun, in my opinion. So, how about the weather? Unfortunately, the damage versus this boss doesn't scale quite as excitingly as it does versus other people, because this boss has an ability that... I don't know if it's an ability, but a property where it only ever takes 1 damage at a time, but it takes damage every time you hit a peg. So we're gonna be here for a minute. From anyone other than you, Butterfly, that would sound really passive-aggressive. I think I've been streaming for almost 3 hours, though, and I'm not in nearly the kind of pain that I usually am after streaming for an extended period of time. So the new chair is definitely working. True. I don't have a ton of time to do MFF while I'm streaming, unless, of course, I start streaming MFF, but that's neither here nor there at this point. Blah. So we're almost done with this boss fight. Have y'all enjoyed the riveting gameplay? He died 3 times there. Again, now I have the unfun part of trying to leave the map. Alright, this could be interesting. I don't think this will affect me literally at all, but I might as well. Let's see, anything interesting in the shop? Sure, this way I get 16 because of my salt shaker, which I desperately needed in context. Alright, y'all ready to watch this dragon get cheesed? Literally. sense of humor is terrible. I don't know why I'm streaming. Alright, here we go. Look at that health bar go. He's got this whole move set and it just doesn't even matter. Isn't it so pretty, Bug? Goodbye, pretty dragon. Yeah, so there's a whole ton of new stuff this update. There's the dragon, which we've seen twice today. Then there's this new character, the Paladin. And then there's another new character called the Round Troll, which I have not been able to unlock yet because he's annoyingly difficult to unlock. So was the Paladin until I looked up a guide, so I'll probably look up a guide on the Round Troll. But I haven't been able to figure it out yet. I wish there was a place that it was easy for me to see how long I've been streaming for. It looks like from about 1:30 to 4:30, so about 3 hours. But there's nowhere that YouTube just shows me the duration. Which is kind of frustrating. I am really grateful for you guys though, because commentary and actually talking over the game is significantly easier when there's people in chat to talk with. Alright. I'm running out of steam just a little bit. I suspect I'm going to have to build up my stamina over time. Thank you guys for watching. I think we're going to call it a day here, and potentially, if I can figure out a good option for it, or a good method for it, do the, bless me, firework darts run as an edited video on YouTube as the first video on my channel. We'll see how that goes. I still don't have a sign off. If anybody has ideas for me, I would love to see them in the comments down below. But for now, peace.